Jimbo Fisher, just saw him over there with Maria Taylor a moment ago. Jimbo and the Seminoles taking on Nick and the Crimson Tide, 8 o'clock Eastern time in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. We've never had a preseason #1 face a team in the top 3 in the season opener. You'll see it tonight on ABC, and it's always available on the ESPN app as well. Here in Atlanta is also where the College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper will be won. That comes up in January, but we've got a championship level game here in September as well. And we're also, this is a day to welcome in new coaches, new players, and new big-time players who can make plays on a show. And we've got just the person as Maria Taylor joins our College Game Day family now. Maria, I'm going to tell you, I think maybe that we have a new race for the best athlete on the squad now that you're here.
Listen, Reese, by the end of this season, my whole goal is to have you tell me or crown me the best athlete on College Game Day. That is my one goal. That's all I have going on.
That might happen next week.
Hey, right. Stage right for the blue.
Pump your heels. Have several seats. We work out together. I know your legs are a little weak. But you already saw Jimbo Fisher. He is going to be joining you guys on set soon. And Coach, did you hear that? I think that Saban said you have a J. Is that true?
At one day, years ago. Years ago.
Can you hold it up with me? Hey! Jimbo's going to come up to set and also headed your way on College Game Day. We have to talk about the year that was 2007.
Since 2010, when Jimbo Fisher became the head coach at Florida State, these two guys who worked together, won a title together, have been two of the dominant figures in the sport. In fact, this has been an anticipated matchup largely because of the coaching collision. We just had Nick Saban joining us a little while ago, and apparently Jimbo does know. All padded up and ready to go. And Jimbo Fisher, the Florida State head coach, joins us now. Jimbo, I mentioned to Nick the similarities in the program you guys have used, similar mental conditioning programs. You've had coaches on both sides of it, players on both sides. What, in your judgment, is the biggest difference between the Florida State and the Alabama program?
Well, I don't, as I say, the thing that everybody draws together is our philosophical beliefs. We think the same as far as how the game should be played, the types of players and the way you got to set your team up. But I still think each team has its own dynamic and its own. They're in Alabama, we're in Florida, and then there's just a different dynamic there. And there's really not that many, in my opinion, except that we got to play each other.
Coach, a year ago, I watched young DeAndre Francois, take the quarterback position from the Ole Miss game to the bowl game against Michigan. Yeah. And he was such a tough kid.
Yes.
Talk about his mental toughness. What type of leader is he?
Well, we were always under the belief that if your quarterback's not tough, it's hard for your team to be tough because they got to be willing to go see that guy take shots, and you got to stand in that pocket. Now, he took too many shots,
yes,
but at the same time, they respected him. And the way he grew and the ability for him to get off the turf and still keep his composure and play the next play. And just keep, and those guys, our team fed off of that, and they know, listen, on defense, let's just get the ball back to this guy. If we can get it back to him, we get a chance to win. On offense, let's do our job better. Let's run that route full speed. Let's make that, because this guy is out there doing whatever he can do to us to win, and it just brings the whole momentum and the attitude of your team up that you never feel like you're out of a game, and he can always bring you back in it.
First game, obviously you guys do so much prep work for no matter who you're playing, but through all your film study of yourself, self-scouting, and all the film study on Alabama, it's finally here. It's game day.
Yes.
Give me 2 or 3 things you think will maybe decide the outcome of this game.
Well, here's the thing that's unique about this game that I think you don't always get in every game. Both teams have difference makers at all 3 levels on the defensive side of the football,
right,
which is very rare. You know what I mean? You don't always, you have great players, but I mean guys that can change the game. So I think there's a multitude of matchups, but you're going to have, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be mastering the basics. Who blocks and tackles and gets the right angles, and you get your assignments and get a hat to a hat, because both sides have guys, if you turn loose, can change the football game. They're going to make their own plays when you're blocking them, let alone if you make a mistake and have somebody come free or not read him in the right way in the secondary and make a pick. And it's just a very dynamic game that way, in my opinion.
Coach, let's talk about the battle in the trenches. You guys really didn't protect Francois well a year ago. Tell me about your offensive line. What have you guys done to make that line, to make that group of players better?
Well, I think pass protection-wise, and I think understanding your overall scheme, where your help's at. I think understanding when there's a chipper, where the back's fitting through if he's checking out. So how you have to set, he can take an edge off here and there. Now, run protections, you say we had the greatest runner in school history, so we blocked very well in the run game, and Dalvin was very dynamic.
Right.
But I think just our overall knowledge, and I think you forget about one thing. You talk about a quarterback who comes back for a second year, but you got a center who's starting for a second year. And inside, he's healthy now, and also the calls, how he sees, he's the quarterback up front.
Exactly.
And that's the guy who can set the tone. And I think Alec Eberle's had a tremendous camp for us, not just playing-wise, but knowledge-wise, getting guys on the right calls, seeing things before they happen, starting to recognize twists and games and things. Yep. And then I think your help from your tight ends, your backs, and then your receivers, well, I think we have a very good group of young guys who I think, have really grown. I think getting into routes quicker, making the reads quicker, letting the quarterback process the game quicker, get the ball out.
So we heard about your jumper, your threes, and your rebounding. Give me your analysis of Coach Saban's game back in the day.
Again, big picture game. He could shoot too now.
Okay.
Nick's a very good athlete. You remember, he was a three-sport guy. His high school team was one of the legendary teams, and they had that guy named Kerry Marbury and some guys at Manon won a couple of state championships. But Nick got it, could pass. Hey, he could set you up on that jumper, too, at the right. I had to get him to get to it at the right time.
Right.
And
all about the rhythm.
All about the rhythm. Give him that rhythm and get it over there. But he understood. We were both pretty competitive, so we went out. But we had fun. That was a fun time. Great cool. He had a game now. He did.
Now, much like Nick in Alabama, you two have recruited in Houston. What has this week or so been like for you with your players who have ties to that area?
You know, for them, first of all, making sure their family's all right, talking to them, and most everyone in there, they had a couple affected, but nothing, you know, some lost some home and things like that. One of them I know for sure, one of our kids' father did, but, you know, just making sure they're safe and understanding the bigger picture of life. I was part of Katrina when I was in LSU, which was so devastating. And I mean, listen, there's things that go on in this world, but when those tragedies like that, that's the main thing you have to look out for those kids and their well-being and their families. And we spent a lot of time with them and talked to them, and most everybody was safe in their families, so that was a big thing. We were happy to do.
Yeah, grateful for that for sure, and grateful also for the opportunity for this type of stage to have this type of game, a little bit of an escape too. Jimbo, best of luck tonight. Thank you for spending time with us. Jimbo Fisher, head coach at Florida State.
Thank you, buddy.
National championship on his resume. You like seeing yourself in those memes like that, Jimbo?
I didn't say that was
they had you in pads and they had you all dolled up.
I'm coaching. I'm not in pads today. I promise you.
Jimbo's going to try to do something that no former Saban assistant has ever done as a head coach and be able to knock off Saban. So far in his career, undefeated, 3-0 against McElwain, Dooley, D'Antonio, and Muschamp have all had a couple of swings, but unable to knock off Saban from his perch. Here in International Plaza, just outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium, check out the Coca-Cola Refresh section. It offers the fans the best seats in the house in which to enjoy college game day. We got a little Alabama, Florida State. O.J. Howard, who's had a couple of great national championship games. Christian Ponder, who, of course, Samantha's wife.
Got that full beard going.
That was with us, now going to NFL Countdown. So, Christian, I'm glad Christian still has some love for the college game.
Yeah, man.
Let's see Christian Ponder there. The wheels up sky cam takes us over, gives us a little flyby from this great scene.